Hello and welcome everyone to another Red Dwarf Monday Reviews. We got two more episodes of the most awesome, in my honest opinion, most awesome British comedy, sci-fi, drama series on television, uh, wherever cable and TV still exist in Britain. They've been there for over 30 years, this show. Yeah. So it is one of the longest running shows still running, still going. So it's very cool. Welcome, everybody. I'm Mikey. This is MikeySuzeFour. With me, of course, is my beautiful wife, Suzanne, who's monitoring the chat. We also have our two beautiful cats, Miss Moonpie and Miss Deja Vu, being such cute babies. Yes, they are. And as I said, we should be on time. So we are. And welcome all. Welcome to all who enter our chat today and who come to watch this review of a great series. And don't forget, we do this at the same time every Monday through Thursday. We do Red Dwarf Monday, we do Tuesday TOS, we do Wednesday The Greatest American Hero, and then Get Smart will come after that. And then we have the 18th. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then don't forget, we also have our very first Star Wars fan film coming up this coming Saturday. It will be a surprise. I don't know the title yet. I don't know what I want to put up there yet, but I will have a select panel, uh, such as our friends Elijah and Scott, and of course our brother in Louisiana, Mr. J. Aldridge. We also had Charlotte Nightstar helping us out, so that was cool. And we have other and my brother Curtis Selby, the Tired Midnight Blogger, when he's available. That's great. I love having him there with me. And we're going to be doing these, as I said, at 1 p.m. Every single day except for Friday, because Friday is reserved for Gorilla's Walton stream. I am a big part of that, so I got to stay with that. And then after we do the Saturday, every other Saturday, remember we do, per your request, at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, we'll do one Star Trek fan film episode, film, and then we'll do another Star Wars fan film the following Saturday, and so on and so forth. But after that, I am dedicated to Charlotte Nightstar the Werewolf, and she is doing her watch party. Well, in fact, she's doing a special watch party on behalf of David Lynch, who just passed at the age of 78. Rest in peace, David. He saved Dune 1984. In my honest opinion, he did. He also did great work with Twin Peaks. He also did Eraserhead. He did some other movies. I mean, David Lynch was a genius. Eccentric, yes, but a genius nonetheless. Anyway, let's get right to it. Let's see. So we got my wife wonderfully watching. Mwah, thank you, babe. We got another person also watching. Very cool. Got a like so far. All right. Okay, so today, the two episodes we're going to be covering briefly is season 4, episode 3, which is called Justice, and then we'll be covering season 4, episode 4, which is called White Hole. Now, according to IMDb viewers, about 960 have seen Justice, and they gave it an 8.5 out of 10. So that's not a bad score. And then 959 have watched White Hole, which is the other episode, and they gave it an 8.4 out of 10. I do have to say myself that after I rewatched both these episodes myself, I'd have to say they were very good. I gave them very high grades. Not quite A grades, but I did give them like a B plus to an A minus, right around that to both of them. So that's what I'm going to tell you folks right now, right up front is when I look at their ratings and I remember what I saw of the episodes, I can tell you right away what I could give you, and then I can just go over the other things we always go over. Um, as I said, on both episodes, I give them a between a B plus and an A minus, probably about a 4 yeah, let's just say 4.4 out of 5 stars because that's kind of close. And then, because when we hit 5 out of 5, that's obviously A plus plus or A plus, territory. So, okay, we'll go through Justice first. Oh, and Justice came out February 28th, 1991. It was again directed by the wonderful Ed Bye, just like bye bye. um, Chris Berry, Craig Charles, Danny John Jules, the usual cast, Crichton, everybody. written again by Rob Grant, Doug Naylor. And in this episode, the plot is that the Red Dwarf crew pick up an escape pod containing either prison guard Barbara Bellini or a dangerous simulant convict. They transport the pod back to Justice World, where Rimmer finds himself put on trial for past crimes long forgotten. Very cool. Okay, and yeah, so we got Rimmer, Lister, Cat, Holly, Crichton, and Justice Computer's voice is voiced by James Smiley. Oh, like Millie. Okay, Smiley. Okay. And the simulant is played by Nicholas Ball. So let's take a look at Nicholas Ball here for a moment. He doesn't sound familiar. Okay, there we go. So he was an actor and producer. He did pass away last year in 2024 at the ripe old age of 78. He was born on April 11th, 1946, in Leamington, Warwickshire, England. He was an actor and producer known for the movie Life Force in 1985, Mutant Chronicles in 2008, and Overlord in 1975. He was married to Ada Kay and Pamela Stevenson. Pamela Stevenson is a famous actress. He died on June 4th of 2024, 78 years old. Yeah. So as I said, he was known. He did the one episode of Red Dwarf, and Mutant Chronicles was 2008, Life Force 1985, and Overlord 1975. I like to repeat myself at least once so I know what I was doing. He had posthumous two things that were coming up. He was going to play David Willis in which is in pre-production right now of Trafficking 2, and in pre-production he was the narrator voice for something called The Loneliest Cow. Okay. Well, there you go. The very last thing he appeared on was The Kingdom by the Sea. He played Ray in that in 2024. That was the last film he did. So, and then a couple posthumous. So that's Nicholas Ball. Yeah. Very cool. Alrighty then. So let's go to the first of all, of course, what we always do, the trivia. Alrighty. Now, this episode re-examines and rehashes some of the background details from previous series. Now, Rimmer is no longer said to be responsible for the crew's extermination. It had been decided behind the scenes that his abilities were far too lacking for him to realistically be assigned a task that could endanger crewmates' lives. This recalls remarks from Captain Hollister in Waiting for God. There is a saying amongst the officers: if a job's worth doing, it's worth doing well. If it's not worth doing, give it to Rimmer. Therefore, the accident is both a personal and institutional failure. The number of crew aboard Red Dwarf is increased from 169 to 1,169, which makes more sense considering the sheer size of the ship. The glass vases that were smashed over Lister were actually made from wax and left lumps on Craig Charles' head. That makes sense. On the side of the simulant's gun is written "Make My Day" in reference to the famous line "Go ahead, make my day" from Sudden Impact in 1983 with Clint Eastwood as you know, Dirty Harry. The first set, Harry Callahan. The first set for Justice World with the large number of dials in the background was being used as the set for influential video game show Games Master at the time this episode aired. Um, yeah, let's go ahead and read them all since there's only 9 more, and I can read through these pretty quick. So the scenes cut from the episode. The boys take in a walk in the park, the botanical gardens held in the hanging scales of Justice World. The scene was actually filmed in a London park, and extra effects were never added to it. Lister explains to the cat how the Justice Field works, and soon after throws an empty can into one of the bins in the park, but misses. In response to littering, a giant bird swoops down and defecates on Lister, a great glob of reddish skunk. Numerous extended dialogue scenes were also cut, including extra lines at Rimmer's trial. An interview on the official Red Dwarf website suggested that Ackerman, warden of the tank on Red Dwarf in Series 8, used to work at Justice World alongside Barbara Bellini, whom he was having an affair with and had to leave in a hurry when caught out. Ackerman was the one who accidentally set the simulants free, providing an interesting irony that he later imprisoned those who helped contain one of those he had set free. The writer's version the writer's vision, of the Justice Zone was with a background that appeared to disappear into infinity. This was perceived as impossible to achieve with the budget available, so a compromise was reached. A huge light was placed at the back of the set, masking the background limitations and giving the illusion that there was nothing behind. This was the final appearance of Rimmer's Captain Scarlet esque hat, which was introduced in Series 3 along with his new green uniform. This is the only episode in Series 4 where he wears it, and it's only worn in one scene when they arrive at Justice World and step into the escorting boots. Rimmer's trial marks the only appearance of a more elaborate version of his green uniform. It's still the same outfit, but it has other bits added to it: shoulder boards, belt with a large gold buckle, a shoulder belt, a name badge, and a large gold decoration similar to a Bath Star. It's not stated what legal system was in use by the prison, and it can be assumed to something other than English law, which had no concept of second degree murder at the time this episode was made. While you might expect that negligent homicide would be manslaughter at most, the Justice Computer describes Rimmer's actions as willful, indicating that he intended to kill, thus murder. As you know, YouTube overlords, we don't condone that. But anyway, I'm just reading from IMDb database. This is either the Justice Computer counting Rimmer's hatred of the crew as a motive, or the computer just being hard on him. The simulant convict was the first simulant encountered by the Red Dwarf crew. Simulants would become a recurring enemy in the show after this. Simulants were borrowed from the movie Blade Runner from 1982. Rimmer likely wears his hat while on trial because he must wear his complete uniform in this formal setting, which suggests he doesn't want to wear his complete uniform the rest of the time aboard ship, which seems out of character. During Rimmer's trial, when the Justice Computer asks Lister if anybody had shared intimate moments with Rimmer, Lister says only one, and she's got a puncture. This is a reference to Rachel. This was the first episode recorded out of the six in this series. Cool. All right, let's take a look at goofs. Already. First one is continuity. When discussing the likelihood that the pod contains a woman, Lister states to Cat that he has never encountered a woman. This is not true, as previous episodes, Stasis Leak and Backwards has seen Cat encounter numerous women. Rimmer was found guilty of 1,167 counts of second degree killing. However, there were only 169 members on Red Dwarf, as established in the end. Since Lister is still alive and Rimmer is himself, though a hologram, the correct number should have been only 167. The Justice Computer, this was a factual error. The Justice Computer says Rimmer murdered that many people, and the sentence is 8 years each, totaling 9,328 years. But 1,167 people times 8 is 9,336. So it missed it by 8 years. That's just funny. Incorrectly regarded as goof. Here we go. Why would Lister bring Rimmer a book in prison? As a hologram, he would be unable to even pick it up, let alone read it. At least that's how it would be back on their ship. But on the Justice Planet, allowances have been made for his condition. The escort boots, for example. Therefore, it is quite feasible that Rimmer could hold books. Then, in a revealing mistake, the knife the simulant uses to stab Lister is a spring-loaded knife, which becomes obvious when he removes it and the blade springs back out. And yes, there is a boom mic visible. 11 minutes and 17 seconds into the episode, just after the Red Dwarf crew's brains were scanned for criminal activities. At the very top of the television screen, a boom mic can be seen being lowered just above Lister's head during his dialogue. Now, of course, they've been able to block that out later on, but when this first came out, it's there. So let's see if we have anybody in the chat. Yes, we do. Hello. There is Gorilla's censored thoughts first in the box. He says, "Hey, keep it down up there. You damn Canadians are getting too uppity." Yeah, we're celebrating no Trump. How about that? Trump card. That's what I call him. Trump card. Part two. He's a funny duddy man. Anyway, thank you, Gorilla. I appreciate you being here for your support. We always do. And Toby, hello, Toby. He says Ohio State versus Notre Dame today for NCAA football playoffs. Actually, it's for college football 12-team playoff supremacy. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Whenever I wanted to go after my friend Jay over in Michigan, I always made fun of him and said, "Hey, I like Ohio State, but he's a blue guy." So I said, "But I'm a red guy. I love red." So for me, it's Ohio State. But the other thing is that my parents, because they're ministers in the Catholic Church, and because they respect Notre Dame more, that's why I'm going for Notre Dame today. So go Irish. I want the Irish to win. But you know what? If Ohio State wins too, I don't lose. It's a win-win for me. So whichever. But I really want Notre Dame to win. I really do. And Gorilla says, "You got Trudeau." Well, for now, Gorilla. But then, once he's gone, Pierre Paul is going to take over. And hopefully he'll be better. Toby's got the Buckeyes. Well, good luck on that, Toby. Good luck, sir. Yes. It's going to be a good game. I really think it's going to come down to a last minute field goal or a last minute touchdown. I agree. Yeah. It's going to be really good. But okay, you got the Buckeyes. I got Notre Dame. We'll see who pulls it out at the end. Yeah, it's going to be really good. Really, really good game today. Okay, let's get back to the fun. Here we go with the quotes from Red Dwarf in this episode. So first it's Crichton and Lister. And Crichton says, "Who would you say then is the person who thinks of him most fondly?" Lister thinks about it and answers truthfully, "I do. And there are no others who've shared moments of intimacy with him. Only one, but she's got a puncture." And then Rimmer is showing Crichton a slideshow of his rambling holiday through Red Dwarf's diesel decks while giving an in-depth commentary. And of course, Crichton is extremely bored. "Sir, could we take a break for a while? It appears my intelligence circuits have melted." "Well, we're not going to get through them all, Crichton, if we take a second break." "Sir, that's a gamble I'm willing to take." And then the cat at Lister's swollen head. "Yeah, look at you. Do you know what you look like? It's nauseating. You can go double dating with the Elephant Man. He would be the looker." And then Rimmer says, "You're going to prove that I'm innocent of negligence on the grounds that I'm a half-witted incompetent? Man, there ain't a jury in the land who would buy a plea like that." "No, not a half-wit exactly. More a buffoon." And Crichton says, "I ask the court one key question. Would the Space Corps ever have allowed this man to be in a position of authority where he might endanger the entire crew? A man so petty and small-minded he would while away his evenings sewing some name labels onto his ship-issued condoms? A man of such awesome stupidity? Objection." "Objection overruled." "A man of such awesome stupidity, he even objects to his own defense counsel, an overzealous, trumped-up little squirt. Objection! Overruled." "An incompetent vending machine repairman with a Napoleon complex, who commanded as much respect and affection from his fellow crew members as Long John Silver's parrot. Objection! If you object to your own counsel once more, Mr. Rimmer, you will be in contempt." Who would allow this man, this joke of a man, this man who could not outwit a good tea bag, a man who could not outwit a used tea bag, to be in a position where he might endanger the entire crew? Who? Only a yogurt. This man is not guilty of manslaughter. He's only guilty of being Arnold J. Rimmer. That is his crime. It is also his punishment. The defense rests. "But I never got so much as a library book late," Rimmer says. "Second-degree murder? 1,000 people? I would have remembered." "Your willful negligence in failing to reseal a dry plate resulted in the deaths of the entire crew of the Jupiter Mining Corporation vessel, the Red Dwarf." "Oh, that." "What are you waiting for? Gloop him." "I can't. He's not armed." "Lister, this is not a scout meeting. We are not trying to win best behaved troop flag. Gloop him." "What? In the back?" "Of course in the back. It's only a pity he's awake." You mean you can happily kill him if he was asleep? I can happily kill him if he was on the job. Oh, listy, listy. Is that a small sewage plant you're carrying in your trousers, or do I detect you're a tad concerned? And the cat lister says, You ever heard of an animal called an Iranian jerk? No. It can do a 150 pelvic thrusts a second. So that's me in slow-mo. Put a Black and Decker drill in the end, I can make it through walls, boy. What a dilemma. Inside this pod is either death or a date, and personally, I'm prepared to take the risk. So what did you do? Well, like scrumping. When I was a kid back in Liverpool, we always used to go scrumping. Oh, stealing apples? That's hardly a crime, sir. No, but me and my mates, we used to go scrumping for cars. And then Crichton about Rimmer. Would you describe the accused as a friend? Take the fifth! Now, sir, if you can give an honest answer, you are under polygraphic surveillance. Would you describe the accused as a friend? No, I describe the accused as a git. Say she's an ordinary person, doesn't go for your type. I heard about her. She would appear on Ripley's Believe It or Not. Crichton says, with respect, sir, they are not androids, they are simulants. What's the difference? Well, the basic difference is that an android will not rip off a human's head and spit down his neck. And Lister says, Well, then there was this one time at this hotel. Oh, lots of people take towels from hotels, sir. I took the bed. I threw it out the window to my mate's next door. He was renting this flat, you see, and it was unfurnished. You mean to say that you went into a hotel and stole the bed? Stole the entire room. Absolutely despicable. You're a common thief. Crichton says, don't worry, Mr. Lister, sir. I'm sure you won't be punished for some minor misdemeanor that you committed as an adolescent over 3 million years ago. Seriously, Crichton, do you reckon? Boy, I'm really getting the hang of this lie mode. That was totally convincing, wasn't it? Lister, visiting Rimmer in jail. Hi, killer. 9,000 years? 9? I brought you a book. Oh, thanks. That'll really help the centuries fly past. Crichton says, I asked the court, look at this man. This man who sat and failed his astronavigation exam on no less than 13 occasions. This sad man, this pathetic man, this joke of a man. Crichton, you're going over the top. The court will never buy it. Sir, trust me, my whole case hinges on proving you're a dork. He grimaces and agrees. Understood. Lister says, That's just great, isn't it? That's just typical. The first female company in 3 million years, and I look like something that belongs up a whale's nose. I see mirrors. I have eyes. Let's face it, buddy. I have a body that makes men wet. Say she's interested in somebody else. Like who? I don't know. Well, like me. But you got a head like a watermelon. What are you gonna do? Paint it in yellow and black stripes? Pretend you play quarterback with the Bengals? Oh, nice dive at Cincinnati there. I love it. Alrighty, let's take a look at the soundtrack. Okay, well, looks like just the Red Dwarf theme, so there we go. All right, now we're going to take a look at the filming and production locations for this third episode. Let's see. Well, it looks like just one, and that was where the Justice Zone was filmed at. It was called Kempton Park Pumping Station in Middlesex, England, in the UK. Fantastic. All righty then. Okay, so that is season 4, episode 3 of Red Dwarf. And now we'll go ahead and move on to episode 4. And let's take a look at that. See, I like that I'm able to get through these real quickly. It means a lot to me. All right, let's see. So, the next one, of course, season 4, episode 4 is called White Hole. And after repairing Talkie Toaster, Crichton has the idea to restore Holly's 6,000 IQ at the cost of reducing her lifespan, but she instead gains an IQ of 12,000. Meanwhile, the red dwarf hurtles towards a white hole, which is the opposite of a black hole. Very cool. Yeah, and this one came out on March 7th, 1991. And of course, there were two directors for this one because it was a little more detailed. Ed By, but of course there was also Paul Jackson that helped out. He had the same two writers, Grant and Naylor. Of course, he had the usual cast of characters, and you had Rimmer, Lister, Cat, Holly, Crichton, but you also have David Ross, who was the voice of Talkie Toaster. So let's take a look at his resume. Okay, according to this, David Ross is still alive. He was born in 1945, so that means that he is turning 80 this year. So that's so cool. David Ross is a British actor from Blackburn, Lancashire. He is most known for his work in television series, where he has enjoyed a lengthy career. He has also appeared stage. He has also appeared in stage productions and films. David Ross's most famous role was that of Crichton during his first appearance on the comedy series Red Dwarf. So, let's see. Okay. Looks like that he's known for four different British series, two which are miniseries and two which are regular series. I'll try to go in year order here. Okay. Um, in one series, it was called Leave It to Charlie. He was Harry Hutchins was the character. He played 18 episodes in that. Then in 1991, he was in a TV miniseries called GBH. He played Mr. Weller, and he was in 6 episodes of that. Then in 1995, he did a TV miniseries called Jake's Progress, where he played the character of Elliot. He was in 6 episodes of that. And finally, he's known for a TV series called The Green Green Grass, like the green green grass of home, but that's what was without the of home part. He played Elgin, and in that he played 31 episodes. So that is so cool. And of course, in Red Dwarf from 1988 to 2017, he was in 3 episodes. He played Crichton for 1 episode in season 1, and then he played Talkie Toaster in 2 other episodes, according to the information here from IMDb. So that is so cool. So that's David Ross, and he is still around. That is awesome. Okay. And let's see. Oh, wow. And the chat just blew up. Okay, before we continue, let's go ahead and get to the chat people that have entered. Hello, Miss Connie Clary. Hey, everyone. Good to see you all. Hi, hey, Mikey. Hello, Connie. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being a part of the chat, taking over the job here from Suzanne. She's resting a little bit, so thank you. Um, let's see. Connie says, "Hey, Gorillas and Toby. Good afternoon, Mikey." From Curtis Selby. Yay, our brother, and also the Tired Midnight Blogger. Hello, Curtis. Good to see you. Gorillas says, "Hey, Connie." Curtis says, "Hail, Gorillas, Censored Thoughts, Toby and Connie Cleary." And Connie says, "Hail, Curtis Selby." Gorilla says, "Hey, Curtis." And Toby says, "Hi there." Hello there, guys and gals and gals. Thank you so much for being here. We've got 5 likes and 5 people watching. That is totally awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, so wow, it's great to see everybody here. It really is so fantastic. Thank you. All right, let's continue with the trivia on the white hole. Let's see here, and I'm just going down the. Yeah, there aren't that many, so we'll go ahead and go as quickly as we can. Alrighty. So Talkie Toaster quotes, "I toast, therefore I am." And Crichton, the episode Crichton from 1988, Crichton quoted, "I serve, therefore I am." David Ross, the voice of Talkie Toaster, played Crichton in that episode before Robert Llewellyn assumed the role when the character became a regular character in Series 3. Now, Ed By was ill during filming this episode, so studio executive Paul Jackson came in to direct at the last minute. Jackson has a notorious reputation for discipline on set and was extremely annoyed when the notoriously tardy Danny John Jules arrived late for the shoot. Jules received a rather quiet dressing down from Jackson, but in front of many of the cast and crew. According to Chris Berry, Jackson's presence alone caused the crew to suddenly double in size. Robert Llewellyn even commented on a sound man walking precariously along the gantry above the set, risking life and limb, and various other crew members removing nails with their teeth and hammering and other nails with their heads, a humorous reference to the fear that Paul Jackson struck into the hearts of the crew. The new superintelligent Holly was visioned as having a bald head and small spectacles. This was changed to just having her hair smoothed back. To film the new look, Holly, played by Hattie Hayridge, was filmed in front of blue screen wearing a blue polo neck. This allowed her disembodied head to be superimposed to the episode footage. Red Dwarf had been subject to a significant power drain in Me Squared from 1988 when projecting two holograms of Rimmer. However, this is the only episode of the show where all the non essential systems of the ship are shut down, running on emergency backup power and leaving the crew helpless. It is established that without the main engines providing electricity that is powered indefinitely by the front ram scoop, Red Dwarf can run on the solar panels and battery backup, but only for a few months. Extensive model work was done for the pool with planets scene that never made the broadcast episode for timing reasons. However, these excised model shots can be seen in the special features on the Series 4 DVD. The extended model shots include more of the solar flare, and before that, the experimental nuclear missile being fired into the star from a small launcher on the hull of Starbug in close up, which was not seen in the broadcast episode. Okay, here are a couple scenes cut from the episode. One was Lister gets a chance to fully catalog his abilities. These include pool, being a good lover, and he can belch the whole of Yankee Doodle Dandy whilst balancing 2 pints of cider on his head. The other, number two, was the full version of Lister's pool fantasy is presented complete, with Craig Charles' legendary prowess on the pool table, although the scene is without finished visual effects. The missile command theme, you remember all that from the video game? That can be heard at one point. David Ross found voicing Talkie Toaster a much simpler task than when he had previously endured the Crichton makeup. To play the toaster required no rehearsals. He simply stood in front of a microphone and read the lines. It is possible that the experimental nuke fired from Starbug was a modified mining torpedo. Cool. All right, let's go to the goofs. All right. One miscellaneous goof is when Lister is talking about breaking down the ship's internal doors, he accidentally blows out the lighter that he took out of his pocket. And then there's one other, and it's the plot hole. With the white hole plugged and its influence eradicated, the timeline resets to before they encountered it. Holly returns to her normal self, and Crichton states that they will have no memory of the events. This means that there's nothing to stop Crichton from enacting his plan to fix Holly again, but this time there will be no white hole to save them. Cool. Okay, so here are the quotes. And the first one is a very long one between the cat, Crichton, and Rimmer. I'll try my best. So, what is it? I've never seen one before. No one has, but I'm guessing it's a white hole. A white hole. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. A black hole sucks time and matter out of the universe. A white hole returns it. So that's that thing spewing time? Donning his fur-lined hat. Back into the universe? Precisely. That's why we're experiencing these curious time phenomena on board. So what is it? I've never seen one before. No one has. But I'm guessing it's a white hole. A white hole? Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Oh, I see. They were all repeating themselves. I see. Yeah. So every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Black hole, blah, 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 blah. Lister minus the hat. So that thing's spewing time? Donnie's fur-lined hat again. Back into the universe? Precisely. That's why we're experiencing these curious time phenomena on board. What time phenomena? Like just then, when time repeated itself. So what is it? Crichton, Rimmer, and Lister stare at the cat. Only joking. And then Crichton, Rimmer, and Lister. So Crichton says, I beg you to reconsider. Sir, human history is resplendent with examples of such sacrifice. Remember Captain Oates. I'm going out for a walk. I may be some time. Yes, but the thing is about Captain Oates, the thing you have to remember about Captain Oates. Captain Oates was a prat. If that had been me, I'd stayed in the tent, whacked Scott over the head with a frozen husky, and then eaten him. You would too, wouldn't you? History, Lister, is written by the winners. How do we know that Oates went out for this legendary walk? From the only surviving document, Scott's diary, and he's hardly likely to have written down February the 1st, bludgeoned Oates to death while he slept, then scoffed him along with the last packet of instant mash. How's that going to look when he gets rescued, eh? No, much better to say Oates made the supreme sacrifice while you're dabbing up his gravy with the last piece of crusty bread. Howdy doodly do, how's it going? I'm Talkie Toaster, your chirpy breakfast companion. Doggy's the name, toasting's the game. Anyone like any toast? Look, I don't want any toast. And he doesn't want any toast. In fact, no one around here wants any toast. Not now, not ever. No toast. How about a muffin? Or muffins. We don't like muffins around here. We want no muffins, no toast, no tea cakes, no buns, bags, or baps, baguettes, or bagels, no croissants, no crumpets, no pancakes, no potato cakes, and no hot crust buns, and definitely no smeggin' flapjacks. Ah, so you're a waffle man. Raymond says, well, if you ask me, the Eskimos had the right idea. They knew how to handle the elderly and the permanently baffled. Middle of the night, they'd take them out into the blizzard, remove their pajamas, and just leave them to it. And that's how the Eskimos cared for their old people? Absolutely. That's why there's no Eskimo word for Eastbourne. And then Crichton says his memory circuits were quite badly damaged in the accident. That wasn't an accident. It was first degree toaster side. Lister says, I'm not going to mish. Mish? What? Mish! You said mish. You've already had 2 cans and you're steaming. Rimma, will you relax? I know what I'm doing. I'm not pitched. The white hole causes an alternate time pocket which Crichton is standing in. Crichton. Why are you speaking so quickly, sir? I'm not speaking quickly. I'm speaking perfectly normally. It's you. You're speaking too slowly. It's like having a conversation with Paul Robeson on dope. Crichton says, but there are 53 doors from here to the science deck. How on earth are we going to get through? Hey, I got it. We laser our way through. Ah, an excellent plan, sir, with only 2 minor drawbacks. One, we don't have a power source for the lasers, and two, we don't have any lasers. Congratulations, Crichton, your vote has just killed everyone. And after Holly, her IQ has been increased to 12,000. Strike a light. I'm a genius again. I know everything. Metaphysics, philosophy, the purpose of being everything. Ask me a question, any question, and I'll answer it. Any question? Yes. How to break the speed of light? How to marry quantum mechanics and classical physics? Any question at all? Truly anything and you will answer? Yes. Okay, here's my question. Would you like some toast? No, thank you. Now ask me another. Do you know anything about the use of chaos theory in predicting weather cycles? I know everything there is to know about chaos theory and predicting weather cycles. Oh, very well. Here's my second question. Would you like a crumpet? I'm a computer with an IQ of 12,000. You don't seem to understand. I know the meaning of the universe. That's not answering my question. Ollie, irritated. No, I would not like a crumpet. Now ask me a sensible question, preferably one that isn't bread related. Very well. I have a third question, a sensible question, a question that will tax your new IQ to its very limits and stretch the sinews of your knowledge to bursting point. This is going to be about waffles, isn't it? Certainly not. And I resent the implication that I'm a one dimensional bread obsessed electrical appliance. I apologize, Toaster. What's the question? The question is this: given that God is infinite and that the universe is also infinite, would you like a toasted tea cake? That's another bready question. It's not just bready, it's quite cur- currenty, too. Holly is shutting herself off. Wait, before you go, there's one question, an important one. The others will have to know. What? What? Would you like a cheese and ham breville? and the gang had just destroyed a white hole, thus canceling out the events of the episode. Their reality is disappearing around them. Crichton says, "Will cease to be here, because none of this has ever to have happened, but we will exist back on Red Dwarf with no memory of these events, which of course never happened, and as these events never happened, we'll have no memory of them," turns to Rimmer. "In which case, Mr. Rimmer, sir, I should like to take this opportunity to say that you are the most obnoxious, trumped up, farty little smeghead that has ever been my misfortune to encounter." Crichton, Red Dwarf has shut down. "Listen, can anyone hear anything?" "No, precisely. No one can hear anything. And you know why we can't hear anything? Why? Because there are no sounds to hear." Crichton, isn't it about this time of year your head goes back to the lab for retuning?" So the cat listener, cat says, "So what you say? We're back on the cold beans again?" "No more beans, Mom. This place is beginning to smell like the inside of a packet of dry roasted peanuts. Plus, we're gonna spend another 20 minutes sawing the lid off the can because all the openers are electric." "Everything on the smegging ship's electric, man. Heat, lights, doors. I didn't realize how dependent we were. I didn't realize how little I know. I just plug things in walls and press the on button. I don't even know how to make oxygen. All I know is it's got something to do with plants and it ends in oh, osis, or is it esses? Well, he's talking about osmosis, obviously. I don't know. Why didn't I pay attention in biology class? Why did I always turn to page 47 and start drawing little beards and mustaches on the sperms?" Lister, after using Crichton's head as a battering ram, "You okay, Mom?" "I'm fine, thank you, Susan." "You're a total smeghead, aren't you, Rimmer?" This from Holly. "Why are you so unable to grasp this extraordinarily simple premise?" The cat says, "Will you relax? I've seen Gerbil Vase playing down in the recreation room. He's a diva. He can knock those straight, stripy balls around the table all night long. And I tell you what, I have never once seen him lose a single ball down one of those holes." And Lester says, "All we got is us guys, us and our own resourcefulness." "My God, it's worse than I thought." Holly says, "You're a total snakehead, aren't you, Rimmer? Why are you so unable to grasp this extraordinary premise?" "What premise?" "The premise that I'm about to expire in just under 2 minutes. Understand, Moose Brain?" And then Crichton the cat and Rimmer. So Crichton says, "Mr. Rimmer would be effectively dead." "Hey, things are looking up already." "Forget it. Whatever it is you're suggesting, forget it." "But the entire ship is running on emergency battery power only, man. With the oxygen recycler and minimal heating or lighting, I estimate that Lister and the cat have approximately 2 months left. Without your brain on that power, they might last six. I'm sorry, sir." "Sorry? Why are you sorry?" "Well, the Space Corps Directive 195 clearly states that in an emergency power situation, a hologrammatic crew member must lay down his life in order that the living crew members might survive." "Yes, but Rimmer Directive 271 states just as clearly, no chance, you metal bastard." "Oh man, you gotta sacrifice your life. I'm not asking you to do anything I couldn't do." You'd sacrifice your life for the good of the crew?" "No, I'd sacrifice your life for the good of the crew." That's so cool. Alrighty. As always, the most enjoyable Red Dwarf theme, written by Howard Goodall and performed by Jenna Russell. Oh, and she's still alive. That's good. All right, and no filming and production necessary. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. All righty. Okay, so where did I leave off? Okay, so Brother Curtis says to hail the gorilla, Toby and Connie. Connie says, "Hail Curtis Selby." Gorilla says, "Hey Curtis." Toby said, "Hi there." The vengeful truther says, "Hey." Okay, or yeah, "Hey." And Curtis Selby says, "Hey, Arthur Fons." Oh, the vengeful truther. And hello to our friend and brother, the Christian Carpenter. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to you, Christian. And Curtis says, "Good afternoon, Christian Carpenter." Yes, it's so great to see you. We got 7 likes and 5 people still watching. That is totally awesome. I hope you folks don't mind my toque. We figured it's winter. It's about 13 degrees outside Fahrenheit. None of this Celsius crap. Okay, but it's very cold, and I am. I'm already. We're already saying special prayers for everybody down in the southeast and southwest that are experiencing very cold, colder temperatures, and hopefully they can get through it. And of course, as you all know, today is Trump Card Part 2. He's going to be doing his inauguration inside the White House Rotunda. He is not going to be outside. Oh, no, 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 no. No, no, no. It's not just the winter you will fear, Mr. Trump. It's other things. And we all know what it is. So we don't have to say it here. But anyway, um, I digress. But anyways, and there goes my lighting source. Okay, well, maybe meant to be anyway. Let's see. So let's go back and take a look at the last two episodes for this fourth season that we'll be covering next week. And let me go ahead and take a look at those. I'll stop that. All right. So the fourth season. Okay. So next week we'll have episodes 5 and 6. And the fifth episode is called Dimension Jump, and this introduces Chris Berry's other alter ego on the series, Ace Rimmer, and he's a more popular and successful version of Rimmer from an alternate universe. So that's his introduction is next week, and then we also have Meltdown. That's episode 6, and then the following week we'll go on to season 5. So looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay. And we have Elm, uh, who also has come in, and he says, "Good day, everyone. Good day, Elm. Good to see you." So, as I said before, on both episodes, I gave it between a B plus and an A minus grade. I thought they were very good episodes, especially the prison one, the trial one that Rimmer's in, and that interplay between Crichton talking to the judge, telling him what he truly thinks of Rimmer and what he's been doing up to this point, and he's just a total snakehead and everything like that. So, right, it's kind of that way. Uh, and the it's a little bit blue sky outside, but some of the sun when it goes behind the clouds, it goes deeply. Yeah, see, you saw just that. So a little bit of extra lighting. So when it has too much lighting, this thing kind of just goes, and you'll see me in darkness. Ooh, yeah. But anyway, so thank you. Yep, we're almost done. So thank you everybody for coming to the chat. Thank you to Elm, Curtis Selby, the Christian Carpenter, Toby, Gorilla's Censored Thoughts, Connie Cleary, and whoever I am. And so thank you everyone for being here. And we'll go ahead and do a quick prayer. So I'll take my 2 cough here. Ah, okay. So in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Dear Lord, thank you for this wonderful thing we call social media. We appreciate everyone here that's in the chat and everybody watching. Uh, that we hope that they all have a great week along with their families and friends. And we hope there are no more tragedies, no more natural disasters. And let's hope that Trump Card Part 2 uh, gets through his inauguration today without a hitch. Also, we want to celebrate Raquel SSG 2211. We don't want to say her exact age, but we know she's celebrating her birthday today, and she will have a stream later this evening. So you're all invited to her birthday party. And, you know, and of course, as well as Toby mentioned, tonight is the big college football championship game between the Notre Dame Fighting Irish and the Ohio State Buckeyes. And it's going to be a great game. I foresee a very, very close game. But Toby's hoping for the Buckeyes, and I'm hoping for Go Irish. So, because my dad is part Irish. Come on. Why would I give up on the Irish? I can't do that. Anyway, so we want to say, please pray for all of our friends and family And please pray especially for my wife Suzanne, who wants to get through her, her knee braces, and she needs to get both knees worked on. So let's hope she gets through that without a hitch. We're praying for Larry, Beers Adventures, and his family as they get through their hard times right now. And then also, we pray for both of our brother Jays from Louisiana and Michigan. So we hope that they all get through their rough times. And of course, please, Lord, keep my wonderful sister B safe along with her husband and with her son as they still get through the wildfires up there. And also pray for the victims of the wildfires and their families. And for all the families that have lost their homes in this devastating and terrible tragedy that will be considered the worst in history. Let's hope they all get through it and without with as little uh, problems or troubles that the life insurance State Farm stepped up. So I hope that a lot of people can get uh, insurance guidance and get their homes rebuilt, or at least they'll be able to move somewhere else. So we're all hoping for everything in your name, Lord, and in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, and in the Blessed Virgin Mary, and of course, in our saints, Saint Michael the Archangel and Saint Suzanne, pray for us. So for all this we ask, Amen and Amen, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. And so, thank you, Mikey. Connie says. Elm says, "Oh, thank you," and prayers up. Yes, thank you, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome, everyone. Please, absolutely. All right, so with 7 likes and we got 3 people still watching. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. I'm on my way out now, so I'm just gonna kind of chill out today until we have our friend's birthday later. So, like I said again, please try to come by Raquel SSG 2211 and say hello, say happy birthday to Raquel, and hope that everything goes well with everyone today and for the rest of this week and for the rest of this year. Let 2025 be a good year for everyone. So, with that, in the immortal words of Mr. Gene Siskel, the aisle's now closed. So, God bless all of you there in the chat and everywhere else today. God bless America. God bless Canada. God bless the whole freaking world. And of course, peace always from MikeySuzeFour. And remember our 3 mottos. One is from Larry of Beers of Adventures, always be yourself. The second one is from my wife Suzanne, who says, leave it in God's hands. Best piece of advice I could ever ask from a beautiful wife and a minister. And of course, expect the unexpected, everyone. We'll talk to you soon. We'll see you tomorrow for our episode TOS, episode 8, season 1. Until then, have some fun. Oh, and by the way, we did get aisle 7 cleaned up, so it's all good. And thank you, Connie, Elm, and Curtis says good day, Elm. Thank you guys and gal. Thank you so much. Take care, everyone.